So I did land the Pug 1-A3 back down on Minmus's surface and actually looked at it. They planted the 7th flag, or no, not the 7th, sorry, the 9th flag that had been planted on Minmus. If you look at Minmus here, let me just turn the flags on. Flags, there we go. Minmus is a bit of a pincushion now with flags, and I landed in every biome. These guys finished off by landing in the Lesser Flats, which was the last biome I needed to visit, with a Kerbal, and they collected some more surface samples, which they are, if I go over here, they are in the process of processing in the science lab. And I have, yeah, the processing has been going very, very slowly. And the reason why it's been going very, very slowly is because of a transmission issue. I do have, this is my best antenna I have, which is not a great antenna. This is the best antenna I have on the station. But even worse, when Kerbin is not in view, I'm not sure if Kerbin's in view or not right now. You can go this way and take a look. Oh, they are for now. Kerbin is in view, I think. Whatever. Oh my gosh. But the relays that are in orbit about Minmus, which are these fellas here, have not the lowest tiered relay antenna that is in the game. They are very, very old relays. So the transmission rate is very slow. So we're generating the science here faster than we can transmit it. So the science is booting up, or filling up our hard drive here, and then they stop processing, and that's why it's taking such a long time. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these 4 Kerbals. They have all been on the surface of Minmus now. I should maybe actually do a level up. Level up crew. Is there any leveling to do? Yes, Hector is now a level 3 science. Perfect. Okay. Level 3 scientist. We're going to bring them back to Kerbin with their samples. I also have a crew aboard Kerbin Station, and there are some Minmus samples on Kerbin Station as well. That's the station in low orbit about Kerbin, and they're going to bring those down. So all our Minmus samples will be down on the surface. That should be tons and tons of science. I also have a contract to put a base on the surface of Minmus. To finish off that contract, I'm just going to fire a base up there. It doesn't need to have any Kerbals aboard, so that's going to be also done hopefully today. And all of that is all going to happen very, very shortly. Welcome aboard, Jelly Be Good. Love the nick. Joining us as a general rocketeer. Actually, I should also take this moment before we get started, thanking everybody, especially my Patreon patrons and YouTube members. And, well, Jelly Be Good is my most recent YouTube member, and my most recent patron is AKBA. I can't, I'm sorry, let me start that over again. EKBK. Just reading off the letters there, who joined me on Patreon. So thank you very much. That support is greatly appreciated. Okay, so here we go. Why don't we get started with starting to get these folks back. Now, number one is this little tug here brought this station up, and I've been fueling this lander over and over again from what was left over from this little tug. I never brought any fuel up specifically for the lander, so the fact that it was able to do so many landings on Minmus, I'm just ecstatic about that, without me having to bring up any kind of fuel module or anything like that. But if we take a look at it, it's got a teeny itty bitty little bit of oxidizer left in it, and that's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a matching amount of liquid fuel. We'll take it from the tank over here, let's say. And then we're going to deorbit this little tank here. I will say as well that I took Bill out and we did some restrutting. There was some struts across here between the tug and the station itself, and I moved those struts over to here to shore up the science lab across these docking ports. And I'm going to do some of that on the station in low orbit about Kerbin as well. But right now, let's bring in some liquid fuel here. So I don't want much. That might even be too much right there. About there, I'm fine with that. Just needs to be able to crash into Minmus, and we're going to just take this and undock it. There we go. And I guess I'm on it right now, aren't I? This has no RCS or anything like that. It does have reaction wheels somewhere, doesn't it? Please tell me it does. Does it really not? Oh, it's got the big reaction wheels on it. Okay, we'll enable those. And we'll spin this around. Where is the retrograde direction? Not that way. This way. Lock that on retrograde and finally get rid of this thing. Activate that engine. Off we go. It has more fuel than it needs, but all I'm going to do is crash it into Minmus. Alright, there. Whoops. The wrong button. That is that. Let's get back. Okay, so here we're back at our station. We'll get our crew aboard. This is the Nerve 1-SN2. We'll send that back towards Kerbin in just a moment. I want to take a look at my orbit situation. Let's get rid of the relays, actually. Let's take. Yeah, see, we're in a polar orbit going around Minmus, and if we take, here's the plane of this orbit, and if I scroll out a little bit, here is Minmus's orbit about Kerbin, and this is pretty much the worst case scenario. You want this plane to be in line with the orbit around Kerbin for you to make the most efficient escape that you can. Now, to be honest, Minmus doesn't have a lot of gravity, so it really, I could probably just blow straight on out of here. But you know what I'm going to do? Let's do this one right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a maneuver, I don't know, around here somewhere, because we're going to obviously be heading out some orbits. I'm going to put in about 180, 190 meters per second to get back. Something like that. That's all I'm going to do. So we're just firing off. And I want this direction to be this way, in retrograde relative to Minmus's direction about Kerbin. So what I'm just going to do is select the maneuver and go on the little widgety tool. Oh my gosh, it doesn't want to do it. There we go. And I'm just going to pop ahead orbits. Now, is this moving it the right direction? That is the question. And I know, by the way, I now have the station selected. Oh, it's going to have to be a lot of orbits, isn't it? Oh, it's still doing it. Okay, it's not moving it this way, but you can see relative to Kerbin, it is moving it. So we'll watch it from out here. You can tell you're kind of in the right spot when that periapsis is as low as it can be. And then we'll play a bit with the timing. I'm going to pop this to about 20-second intervals. Again, making that periapsis as low as it can be. Oh, it is now crashing into Kerbin. I think I went too far because I was watching over there. So come back some orbits. Let's focus this on Kerbin itself. Right? Kerbin. There we go. And I do have a couple of stations in around Kerbin. The one I'm interested in is this one here, which is the Minmus Gateway. And it is in an orbit that is matching the plane of Minmus's orbit, so I should be able to, without too much difficulty, put it back on the maneuver, I should be able to get the plane, oh, that was too much, to just, you know, match right into this, so I don't have to make a plane change on the way down. I mean, that's the whole reason why I have the Minmus Gateway in this orbit, so I can do this. Can I come? I'm honestly thinking of just kind of going for it. What happens if I just go ahead another orbit? That brought it down. I think I'm going to go with this. And we're going to begin doing some aero braking here. Tweak the timing a little bit to get that plane just about right. That's pretty darn good. So I'm going to set this periapsis at about 45 kilometers. Now I know I got the whole station now. I'm going to need to redo this again when I undock. But because this burn is going to be in 8.5 days, that's when Minmus is in the right place, I didn't want to undock the station at this point. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to use Kerbal Alarm Clock. We're going to set up a maneuver. We're going to give us about 30 minutes warning. There we go. And we'll come back to these folks in 8.5 days. And we'll bring them back home. In the meantime, they can keep working on their sciencey stuff. Okay, let's then get to my other space station. The WKMSS. Let's go. John's suggesting a radial burn. Even from the moon. John is saying even from the moon he found the radial burns from a polar orbit were still fairly efficient. Oh, isn't this lovely? Yeah, you can try. I probably from Minmus it probably is still very efficient, but I just wanted to show the other way of doing it. Okay, so this is all in black. This is what I find really weird is all the lighting doesn't work except the lens flares on all of these lights are there. Now somebody suggested doing a quick save. This was in the comments, and then a quick load to see if that fixes this. Let's see what that does. That really didn't help, did it? So what we're going to do is, I guess we'll just time warp into the daylight. This is a scatterer issue, and I'm not sure exactly why it happens, where it paints everything black. Okay. So we got here Rob DV and Michael O. Kerman. They've been on this station like forever. They're not really doing anything. And they came up, believe it or not, in this vessel here. This is, I don't know, what I probably called this the Terrier 1-A3 because it's got these backup engines on it. So I'm going to bring them down in this, and what they're going to do is they're going to bring the science they have aboard. They have 2 surface samples from Minmus. We're going to transfer those surface samples into here. So, yep, both of those are then in there, and we're going to bring these down in the surface on this old vehicle. We're going to get rid of it, and we'll have nobody on the station. But like I said, the station's not doing anything, so it's not a big deal. But before I do that, one of these 2 is an engineer. Yep, Michael O is an engineer. We're going to do some more strutting. We're going to do some more strutting right now. So let's get out Michael. EVA. Oh, I noticed she has a backpack. Might be better to get rid of that. Open up this inventory. Or she had not a backpack, but a parachute that she has. Obviously no reason for that. Inventory. Sorry, there it is. Okay. Bring that over to here. We'll make sure that we put that back on her when she goes to do her descent. But, and she's good for monopropellant, yeah. So we're going to do some strutting here. Try and stiffen up this station. So, and the joints I want to strut are over this way. I want to strut up this joint here between these 2 docking ports, and especially this joint here between these little 0.625 meter docking ports, which are, you know, this tells you just how old some of these modules are, that they still had those docking ports back then. So, I think I got struts, if I'm not mistaken, in these containers here. So, if we open this up, is this a strut? I think it is. Here, let's just try and keep her. I keep saying I want to bring up ladder parts so she can hang on, but I keep forgetting to do that. That is a strut. So, we're going to go get that to go green. Come on, go green. Green. Go across. There, and it's as easy as that. Okay, and we'll put on a few. I got so many struts, I don't know why there's so many. There. And there. Nice. Run up. And we'll strut up this other side too. I like that she can access all of these storage containers just from the side here. Okay, right about there. there. And here and here. Awesome. Some people might recall that I was using auto strutting before to stiffen up the station, and that invited the Kraken over to this station, so I'm thinking this might be a little safer. Okay, now, do I have access to any more struts here? It does not look like I do. Okay, so that's okay. So what we're going to do is let's just really quickly go to the station. This is the... There's an SEQ-3 storage unit that I have access to. Where? Oh, that's this. This is the... Yeah, the crew cabin. Let's see if I can put some struts into that crew cabin from out here. So if I open this inventory up, open up that inventory. One strut. Two struts. I don't know why the pictures aren't showing up, but... Oh, now they are. Interesting. Now the pictures are there. 3 struts. 4 struts. Okay, now I can go back to Michael, and now she should have access to the inventory in there. Yep, she has those struts. So we're going to put the struts right across the top here. One here. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, try that again. Oh, it does not like that. Shoot. Might have to come up with something else. Okay, we're going to try something else. It doesn't want to stretch across there. What I might just do, this might be a better plan, is to make a little triangle out of this. From here to... she's in the way. I stuck it to her. Right at the last moment. Try it one more time. This is the one. There we go. Problem is when you're controlling the piece, you lose control of your Kerbal. I think that works. And then we'll do a few more of those. Kind of like making that triangle anyway. Okay. Cross from here to there. Nice. Well done. And one from here-ish to here. Don't want to put it right on the light. And then I would like to put on a 4th one. Here, let's get down there. Be nice to get one down here. See if it'll work. Maybe from the bottom of this to here. Hey, there we go. That works. So let's get her aboard. Oh, you know what I also should do is let's do some engine servicing while we're thinking about this. Well, we got her out here. Oh, you can bring all the items in a slot. Alf Alerter is saying you can bring all the items in a slot by holding the Alt key. Okay, I'll try and remember that for next time. So inspect the engine. Looks like it's going to fall apart soon, so we're going to service that engine. And now if we inspect the engine, it is like brand new. So that was a good thing to do there. That engine looked like it. And finally, there's engines over here that we're about to use. Can service those as well. Close that. We don't need that no more. Get rid of this really old vehicle, which really is just a life. Okay, that engine apparently is fine. That engine's fine. These ant engines actually should be, I'm not even sure if I've ever used them. They're really there as backup engines in case this engine fails. All right, we're good. Let's get you aboard, Michael. I was asked in the chat, how do you do the flip of the image around like this? Like go from this view to this view. It's just me changing views with the V key, going from orbital view to free view, which can be really handy sometimes if the Kerbal's not lined up with the door the way you like. There we go. In you go. Okay. That is that, and that. Let's very quickly take a look at our fuel situation here. So, and things like food. What's our food? This is a pomegranate. Oh no. Which one is that one? It's not 3. Must be the P re-entry capsule. It is set. So they have no food. You have no food. Let's give you food. And hydrogen they have no need for. Liquid fuel is liquid. I don't know how much they're going to need. Not a lot. Let's just fill up. This is the FLTX 200. I can highlight it. Oh, it's this tank here. Yeah, we'll fill that one up halfway and call it. I don't even know if I need that much. We'll just go with that. Oxidizer, this is the only vessel aboard here that even uses oxidizer, but we'll keep it up here anyway. Oxygen. This is... They're all out of oxygen. If I left it the way it was, I would have put them in and they would have begun suffocating immediately. I don't think they need 10 days of supplies. That's true. But there's so much aboard the station. Holy cow. How much oxygen is there? You know what? I think this thing might have a lot. Okay, I'm going to stop. This might have a lot of supplies aboard. I don't know. Okay, monopropellant, it doesn't need a lot. I keep forgetting this is... Oxygen. This is number 7. RCS. Number 7, there they are. Oh, they're 90% full. That's fine. Shielding, they don't need wastewater. They want to take aboard, there's hardly any wastewater. Oh, they can't even hold it anyway. Water. P-entry pod is 90% full of water. That's fine. Okay. We're good. We're good. Okay, let's transfer them over. So, transfer over Michael. This thing can only hold 2 Kerbals. Oh, we're locked. Oh, it worked that time. And transfer over Rob. And, you know, they've been kind of out of circulation being stuck up here, so I'm more than happy to have them aboard. I just want to make sure they're here. Control part. Michael and Rob. Yeah, okay. Where are we? We're going back to the Space Center. Where is the Space Center? Okay, we're going to time warp a little bit more to get the Space Center into the daylight. So it'll be a... There we go. And we're going to be doing our descent burn around here. So right about now would be a good time to get off and do our avoidance maneuver. Notice how this is a 0.65 meter docking port, but I had to put on an adapter just to be able to get on here. So we're going to undock. Here. And R and back away. So this will be the last use of this adapter too. There should be reaction wheels somewhere. I do have a tendency to bury them. Oh, I think I see him. No, that's a battery. Oh my gosh. these look like reaction wheels? No? They do look like it. I just gotta, just not clicking on them. There we go. Back out. Toggle that torque. There we are. Okay, that comes off. Let's just put this on the normal. Don't forget to check for parachutes. Oh my gosh, thank you, Alf. Did I? I don't think they have parachutes. I'm sure one of them definitely doesn't. Let's just, thank you. No, I mean, it would have been, where is Michael? Okay, Michael has it. Rob is missing his parachute. So Rob, we're just going to EVA out. He has a pack, yep. Okay, let's go get that last parachute before we get too far. Thanks for the reminder. I believe I tucked him into the hitchhiker can here. There we go. Parachute. Oh, so I also have extra EVA packs. I'm not sure how that happened, but if that was on purpose or not. May not have been. And board. Okay. And we'll activate this engine. Alright, so we're going to be doing a retrograde burn. I'm being critiqued on my avoidance maneuver techniques. So the thing to do is I'll be doing the burn on the other side of the orbit to land at where near where the KSC is. We're going to aim for the ocean over here. But what you want to do is do your avoidance maneuver half an orbit ahead. And by pointing prograde and just using a little bit of RCS, just like that, I'm raising my apoapsis a little bit. You can see how this is going to work. So that means we're going to be increasing our altitude, but at the same time we'll be slowing down. And as we slow down, that means the station should be zipping ahead of us. You can watch it here. See how the station now zips ahead of us? Should be anyway. And then that way, when I point retrograde, I'll be guaranteed to be pointing away from the station. Where is my drop-off point here? Right about here is where we're going to do it. So now that I'm prepared to do the retrograde burn, where is that? There's us. Again, we're black, unfortunately. But the station's well ahead of us, so I can point retrograde, and I'll be pointing in the opposite direction. Let's, as this is all black, let's watch from here. And I'm going to turn on trajectories. I mean, why not? Even though I'm not going for any kind of precision here. Not going to target anything. We're going to be going down retrograde. There we go. But might as well use... So we're going to aim just for the ocean in here. We do have our science, right? I didn't do that? Yeah. That was the more important thing not to forget. The one thing to recognize, too, is trajectories will be predicting long. Because only the... Here, let's move into the sunlight maybe a bit and you can see it. But only this pod here is going to be re-entering. And so we're going to be shedding a lot of mass. And trajectories right now is taking into account that mass in its prediction. But it'll update that prediction the moment we lose... There we go. Now we can see stuff. The moment we lose all of this stuff. I'm noticing there's some rotating stuff going on here. Do you see that? I don't like that. Okay. We're going to lose our little adapter here. Don't need that no more. And I'm a little nervous to stage because of the angly things that are happening here. That goes back to some of the glitchy stuff that was happening. But let's do this here to stage. One more time. Okay. Okay, we're separated. We're safe. Oh, we're going to bang into our own adapter there. Our parachutes are armed. I have no more control of this, unfortunately. But if I take a look at our trajectory, it's now a little bit less where it was before. In fact, why don't we turn off the trajectory? Don't need it no more. All right, let's do this. So this thing should orient itself the right way around. There are no reaction wheels in these making history pods. So I'm just going to let it sort of find that retrograde vector. Yep, it's working fine. There's our little service module. Hopefully it'll give us some explosions. There's our docking port. Hopefully that will give us some explosions. Whole thing should be covered in a ablator, right? Yeah, oh yeah, tons of ablator. You can see we're going way over the KSC now. There's the KSC below us. We're not going to get any booms from here because that's going to be disappointing. Yeah, this one's a little more of a rocky ride. Yeah, it's an old vessel. Good to get rid of it. I'm not sure this stuff's gonna blow up at all. I don't like you. There we go. Parachutes are armed, so they'll self-deploy when they need to. And this is it. Once I get those Kerbals back from Minmus Station, I'll have no Kerbals in space. Time to move on to another phase of the game. Once I'm kind of done with Minmus, which will be pretty soon, I want to put my energy towards the moon because there's a lot of science still to collect around the moon. I've landed on the moon once or twice, but that's about it. There's no station around the moon, no base on the moon. I want to do all that kind of stuff. Here, let's just full deployment here. Now we're going down so slowly. I like the lights on the bottom though. I'm amazed these lights didn't blow up. Maybe they're blow upable, not blow upable, I don't know. Yeah, and Dave's just saying I should design yeah, I should design a completely fresh station. I got a lot of new parts that are going to be coming this way soon, so yeah, I will when I go to build the station around the moon, I'm going to go completely new. Oh, we got a target here. I like that big target. That's coming from Kerbal Engineer, putting the target and predicting the landing, though it's really not too hard to predict right now, is it? Okay, let's recover. People were reminding me to, you know, Kerbal Engineer puts a spot predicting where you're going to land. You should actually use it. And I went, yeah, I should. So here we are, more samples from Minmus coming our way, 700 science. So we're now up to 840 science. Wasn't 700 science we got from that, no way, but 841 science. I do want to show, I did install a new mod in the interim that I think will become important fairly soon. I installed Near Future Electrics. I'm actually avoiding most part mods. I don't want to get, I want to build things that are still very much the same sort of things you can build in stock, though I do have a lot of mods changing gameplay. I didn't want to have a lot of mods changing parts, but I did install near future electrics, which added this. Actually, I think it's added other stuff, but this whole kind of branch here is from that. And it's all about nuclear power. So for instance, the very first thing, I have the Kerbal Power Fission Reactor. And the reason why I wanted that is because if I'm going to be on the moon where it's night for 3 days and the high electricity demands that come from Kerbalism, I'm going to need some good way of generating power. RTGs don't come up to like here, I think. It's one of these really late mods, RTGs. There's the RTG. And I was like, I don't want to wait until I unlock that for 1,000 science. So I wanted these nuclear reactors. So that's what all this stuff is, really. So there you go. Nuclear reactors will be coming. I'm not going to do that right now, though. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to launch ourselves. I think I'm going to do it right from here. I have a base that I have been building. And it is right here. It is the Kraken Valley base. And I'm going to launch it, and then I'm going to talk about it.